Many of you know by now that Representative John Boehner passed the Speaker's gavel to Representative Paul Ryan this past Thursday and resigned his post in Congress. In a Fox News exit interview, Mr. Boehner was asked if he had to choose between passing comprehensive immigration reform, repealing Obamacare, or achieving the grand bargain, which is Obama's promise to compromise on entitlement reform. Boehner answered without hesitation.
Well, the grand bargain by far. It would have really meant a lot to our economy. It would have meant more for people's incomes. It would have put our entitlement programs on a stronger foundation. No question about it.
I wonder what foundation the former Speaker was referring to. It certainly couldn't be the foundation of the United States Constitution, since Article 1, Section 8 clearly lays out the lawful authority delegated to Congress. Specific welfare, as opposed to general welfare, or entitlement programs, as the Speaker calls them, are not found there.
I played a role in a fight that's been going on for over 200 years, over the appropriate size, scope, and cost of government. But I began to realize over the years that there's no winning this fight.
How can you win a boxing match at Caesar's Palace when you show up at Wimbledon with your tennis racket? It's the wrong venue and the wrong purpose. Wimbledon is not for boxing and tennis is not fighting, and being complicit in lawlessness is not what his oath demanded of him. In his book titled What I Saw in America, G.K. Chesterton wrote the following.
We are perpetually being told in the papers that what is wanted is a great man who will do things. What is wanted is a great man who will undo things, and that will be a real test of greatness.
You see, the Declaration of Independence personifies American character, and in that document, Americans declared acts of King George to be null and void. These acts were referred to by our founders as pretended legislation. In other words, the acts of King George were not law because they were not lawful. This is to say, there was no foundation on which they could stand since they violated the laws of nature and nature's God. In light of this, I believe a more fitting line of questions for the former Speaker, Boehner, would be, what pretended legislation did you repeal? What lawless officials did you impeach? What burdensome and impressive regulations did you erase? A review of Boehner's disappointing record would reveal multiple examples of his failure to uphold the standards required by his oath. Specifically, that oath requires him to acknowledge and obey the laws of nature's God and the limits on the Constitution. And we need to look no further than his recent complicity in increasing the national debt to $20 trillion, that's trillion with a T, in order to ascertain his total and systematic abandonment of both. Boehner's resignation is no disappointment. The disappointment is that the spirited contest of preserving American liberty has not and is not being fought. This is Jake MacAulay with the Institute on the Constitution, bringing you the American View.